There's a whole world out there. A world searching for you. Your book, your online course, your innovative project or products, your movies, music, podcast, web media, your expertise and life experience. You. No Strings Attached e-News is here to help the world find you with our unique media networks and advertising options for creatives, professionals, and businesses of all sizes. Find out more at nsaen.com. Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between and on either side of the spectrum, I am Vanessa Hundley, aka DJ Audioprism, here with my show Cut and Mix, where I get to interview passionate people and have timeless conversations, and I get to meet people at all points in their journey, whether they're really just getting started out or they've been well established. Today I have with me a singer and recording artist, because yes, sometimes those things are exclusive to each other. This is singer and recording artist Shawna Linzy, who is the 2020 inaugural winner for the JB Dondolo Music for Water competition. So we are here to get to know a little bit more about Shawna and about her current music career and a little bit about how she got to this point, plus where she expects to go, and not just music, but more. But to find out what that is, you have to stick around until the end of the interview. So first of all, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me today, Shawna.
Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here. Thank you.
Most excellent. Now, here, of course, being wherever we are right now,
Right.
You were born in Arkansas, but now you live in Texas. How long have you been in the Lone Star State?
About 9 years. Been here in Texas.
Okay.
What, about 9 years?
So you had a lot of your younger experience in Arkansas. So then you came to Texas about when? Were you still in school?
Actually, no. I was already, graduated college and fully in my career. It was around 2012-ish whenever I moved here. Yeah.
Okay. So you went to, actually, I should have realized that, because you actually you did get a scholarship at Arkansas Tech University, but you could have been in Texas going back to Arkansas. Okay. So that being said, you did study journalism and public relations. How have you used that as a career path since you went to school for that, or did you find yourself doing something else?
I actually ended up doing something totally different. The majority of my background, I usually use it to a certain extent in what I do. I've worked in sales historically. That has been my background. So to that extent, yeah, I guess it comes in handy. I do a lot of talking and engaging with people on a day-to-day basis. So it comes in handy. Yeah.
Well, you were a highly accomplished individual all through your school years. You have a number of notable achievements and accolades in there. And of course, you went through with the university. And so when you do the speaking engagements, how much do you use your prior experiences or your current experiences to motivate or inspire others?
So a lot of my speaking came from whenever I was doing pageants. And the way I did that was I had two platforms that I was really passionate about. One being cancer prevention awareness, and the other being an awareness of scleroderma. So I spoke from just being passionate about it and wanting to create an awareness and for other people to become more aware of some things that they could do to help to stay healthy and to stay on top of their health in terms of cancer and some other hereditary things that like cancer, and then scleroderma, which is a rare disease. And I picked those two platforms because of my family history, so that's what led me to choose those two platforms to speak with people about.
Well, you definitely have a very strong background in the philanthropy and in encouraging other people, and you also have a very strong spiritual background, which I imagine drives a lot of your inspiration, I guess, for getting involved in different causes. Now, you have a couple of songs that you've started to put out as a recording artist. When were some of your earliest recording experiences before now?
Yeah, so my earliest recording experience that I had was actually when I was around like 11 years old. I recorded the song "The Lord's Prayer," mm-hmm. And my dad, my mom and dad both, they took me to a studio. I played around with the music, and that's kind of how I started developing my way of like creating, my own melodies and just kind of working through an arrangement of a song lyrically and vocally. So that was one of my very first, that was my first experience with recording, and it's special to me.
Now, you obviously had quite a break between that early recording experience, and so what motivated you to move more fully into releasing more music now at this point in your life? Because I see a lot of your releases have been over, say, like the last year or two. So what motivated you to step out and start that journey over?
Gosh, I think just wanting to be able to share my gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, and wanting other people to be inspired. So that's kind of how all that started. I would write things, and then I would think about putting it out there, and then finally all of a sudden, and my husband, we talked about it a lot. He encouraged me. He said, you really need to share this. You really should share this, share your gift. And so he's been a big part of encouraging me to put my music out there and let people hear it. You just never know, what will inspire people, how it will touch people. And so it may be something that someone needs to hear, so that's what really encouraged me to go ahead and start putting music out there.
Well, kudos to the hubby. Thank you, hubby. Because sometimes we need somebody to tell us how good we are. We could be sitting there staring down that well going, I don't know, and they're like, yes, do it.
I know that some others here, like some really close friends and family, and they all were very, very supportive of me, sharing and getting it out there.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that, because, it really helps when other people are helping to push your work out there too, because, you can sit there and be like, I'm good, but people are way more likely to listen if somebody else is like, they're good. Well, since we're fresh off the Christmas season, one of your most recent collaborations was on Silent Night, which of course is a beautifully traditional song. And you worked on this collaboration with Jim Ellis, who is a very established performer in his own right, with compositions and arrangements, and I would assume mostly piano performances, or does he do other instruments? Do you know?
I think he can play multiple instruments. He's very talented, gifted musician, composer, and also does some voice acting as well, and music teaching. So, we just, I started putting music out there, and he had also done some work for some other films that I was in, and we just connected, and thought, hey, let's do some music. And so we come up with the idea to work on a Christmas album together. Okay. And we hope to have that released this year, towards the end of this year, the Christmas album called The Light. And thankfully we were able to get Silent Night out right before Christmas for people to hear, just to get a little sample, a taste of what's to come. But we really hope that people are blessed by it spiritually when they hear it. So yeah, just really excited about that, and looking forward to working more with Jim on that.
Now, that was such a lush, I almost want to say like moody arrangement. It's like exactly the kind of arrangement you could see hitting play and looking out on an empty street with snow falling on it. Like that's that kind of hush over the city kind of sound to it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful rendition, of course. Um, how
Yeah.
much did you guys collaborate on the arrangement together? Or did you kind of do more words, or did he do more words, or just like how did you guys divide that creation up? Because it was so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So, as far as the arrangement, Jim actually did that arrangement, and so he, did the piano, and then he would send me a little bit because he's in another part of the U.S. I'm here in Texas, and so he would send music back to me, and I would listen to it and play around with it, and then he would go back and add some more music. But as far as the arrangement, like when he sent that to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I was like, this is brilliant. Like, it was just so beautiful. And I could not wait to like lay the vocals on everything that on the final track. But yeah, we just kind of went back and forth between the music, and then and he also on this Silent Night, he actually added some lyrics to it as well. So my on this collaboration, I did the vocals and he did the music and added some lyrics, and it just I'm thankful for the way that it came together. It's really awesome.
I love watching when you have people that collaborate together like that and they come forward with something. And it's also a great illustration of how you can meet somebody and the process of one project. And you said you met him when you were doing a film project. So then later, I mean, the conversation is somebody, well, I sing too. Oh, well, I play. And then you never know. Like, I mean, it was probably, 6 months, a year, a couple years even maybe between your first interaction and coming out with this album. So that's
yeah, and we've actually never met. This was just because he's a composer. He composed music for another film that I was in called Glory News, an independent film by Bridget Parvali, and so from that, he worked on that, and I was a part of that. And then, of course, social media, you become connected, and I could see some of the work that he was doing, and he could see some of the things that I was doing, like, posting a song or something. And that's just how it all happened. Yeah. Social media is really cool. You get to connect with people from all around the world. You just never know the magic, and the things that you can create by connecting with other people.
So you have obviously Silent Night, which is very, holiday oriented, but you're not just the holiday singer. You have your very own single. Actually, you have a couple of them, but let's talk about Let's Ride 2. Now, Let's Ride 2 is a very inspirational R&B tune. It's got a slightly bouncy backbeat, so it has just like a little bit more jazz to it. It is obviously a very spiritually oriented song, but it's just ambiguous enough in the lyrics where it could actually be a song about a lover or a best friend or something like that. So it's a song that will translate very well across the mediums. How has your experience been with the contemporary R&B industry as you're starting to try to make your way into it? Like, how do you feel that you are being met with how you're trying to enter the industry? I know you have an agent that you work with. Is it something where they have to send out your stuff a lot, or?
Yeah, so I have an agent for my acting, but as far as music, I'm just completely independent.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and for me, like, I really, as far as like my music, I love different types of music, and I really don't want to place myself in a box. When I write, of course, I pray for my lyrics, and I just, whatever comes to mind, whatever melody, whatever lyrics come, I just want people to be moved by it and enjoy it and hopefully be inspired by it. So, so far, it's just, my experience has just been like just putting out those, the Let's Ride and Let's Ride 2 independently, and just letting people hear it. And I appreciate any, the feedback, and just want to continue to put out music as long as I can.
Now, as an independent artist, it is really hard to get your music heard. I have a lot of friends. As a DJ, I'm always like, we have to support the musicians, because without musicians, we don't have music. And then what, So it is very interesting to watch when a lot of the barriers have been taken down. We know that, even as recently as 15 or 20 years ago, kind of, if you didn't have a label, you kind of weren't going to make it really far unless you hustled. And now it's different because you have these avenues where you can go directly to put your music. I know you're on SoundCloud. I know you're on iTunes. What are some of the other platforms that we can find your music on right now?
Spotify, any of the online music platforms, Amazon, you can find there, pretty much any online platform you can find my music.
How challenging is it for you to manage your presence on all these platforms? Or do you have a strategy for that? Or do you just kind of put them up there and check back in on it once in a while?
Right now, yeah, I release things, and then just here and there I may check to see how it's doing. And that's pretty much it. I don't have like a strategy right now, just sharing right now. And but if anybody's listening, they have
Yeah.
someone like me as an artist, yeah, totally would love to have that opportunity. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to your song, Live Love. Now, this is, again, the 2020 inaugural winner of the JB Dondolo Water for Music competition. And for those watching us right now, JB Dondolo is a nonprofit organization that actually is involved with several endeavors that help give back to impoverished communities around the world, including community hospitals and a number of other things. But clean water has been a focus for them, and they started the Water for Music competition to help draw awareness and also raise funds to help different communities gain access to water. And what I love about this is it's not just that they're not just pulling up and dumping off, a ton of bottles of water and then jetting off into the sunset. They actually come in with scientists, with geologists, with people that know the lay of the land, and they help build water filtration systems that will give out endless amounts of clean water to these communities. Obviously, you have a very philanthropic oriented background. We heard earlier you love to give back, you love to share, you love to inspire. So how did your path cross paths with JB Dondolo to get you into the Water for Music competition?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, how that all came about is from one of my dearest friends, Dr. Michelle Wise-Wright. Mm-hmm. And she actually was like the Live Love team captain. So, but I actually had the chance to go to the 2019 Equanimity Awards for JB Dondolo, and was there to support her. She was winning an award, one of the Equanimity Awards. And then I also had the opportunity to meet Lumbi, who is like an exemplary of living love. And I just remember being there and just being so inspired by what JB Dondolo was doing, what Lumbi was doing. JB Dondolo organization just was an example of love. Mm-hmm. And so that, just being there and experiencing that and seeing all of what other people were doing in the community, I was just I was like blown away, like at everything that they're doing, in the most positive way. And so that's kind of how, my path crossed there. After that, I soon heard about the Music for Water contest. And again, Dr. Michelle Wise-Wright, my good friend, she was like, gosh, you really should enter that. And so I did. And when I was writing the lyrics, I was just thinking back to how I felt when I was there, just that experience. And then also just things that were going on in the world, just a lot going on in the world. So I drew from that and then just started writing the lyrics. And that's how Live Love became a song.
Now, the lyrics in the song, every song that was submitted for this referred to water in some way, shape, or form. And you, told us about, writing the song. For this particular song, did you find the words or the rhythm coming to you first?
For this one, it was the words for me that came first. And then the music came after that. So I just started writing lyrics, and then after that, the music came.
Now, the lyrics are, I kind of remind me, of that sort of Mary J. Blige style where it's bouncy and it's something that, catches your attention and keeps you grooving, but it has a lot of social commentary in it, which of course is very crucial to this whole movement of music for water. And so, like I said, I love that combination of it's something that is entertaining, it catches your attention, it doesn't kind of fall into being maudlin or too overbearing in its message. It's just, it's like you don't miss the message, but it flows like water, and you just kind of get carried along with it. So that was Live Love, and what we have is your live performance that was on E360 TV. It was a streaming event that was for JB Dondolo and the Music for Water competition. It had some wonderful acknowledgments of different people that were part of it, and was hosted by comedian Greg Schwem. Whew. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take and share that performance with our adoring public audience. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shawna Linzy with Live Love on the E360 TV stream for Music for Water to benefit JB Dondolo.
See, if we live love every day, it would be a better day for oh so many. Living love like a melody, a perfect harmony. Come on and help me say. Shouldn't take a holiday. We can live love every day, and it takes just you and me. So tell me, are you thirsty to help someone in need? Cause the babies, they are dying, and the mothers, they are crying. Clean water's just a dream. Don't wait another day. We can live love every day, and it takes just you and me. So tell me, are you thirsty to help someone in need? Cause the babies, they are dying, and the fathers, they are crying. So tell me, are you thirsty? And it's a different world where they're from. Never know from day to day just how they're gonna make it. And as another day closes in on so much suffering, they wonder when will it end. And down on their knees to pray as the tears roll down their face, they know the Lord will make a way. And that strength for another day. Come on, let's be part of the change. It's time we start giving. Shouldn't take a holiday. We can live love every day, and it takes just you and me. So tell me, are you thirsty to help someone in need? Cause the babies, they are dying, and the mothers, they are crying. Clean water's just a dream. Don't wait another day. We can live love every day, and it takes just you and me. So tell me, are you thirsty to help someone in need? Cause the babies, they are dying, and the fathers, they are crying. So tell me, are you thirsty? they are crying. Clean water's just a dream. Don't wait another day. We can live love every day, and it takes just you and me. So tell me, are you thirsty to help someone in need? 'Cause the babies say you're dying, and the fathers say you're crying. So tell me, are you thirsty?
And we're back. Tell me that wasn't amazing. You know, I almost forgot to say that this year, 2020's efforts actually went to benefit the Navajo tribe right here in Arizona, which you're in Texas, so you're not that far from Arizona. So you even got to be just a little bit closer to this effort.
Right. Yeah. Just really honored to have had the opportunity to just lend a voice to everything that they're doing to help those that really are in need of clean water, something that we, most of us take for granted. And they don't even have the basic necessities, the things to keep from getting sick, just the essential things for survival. And so I just, hats off to Lumbi, jbdondolo.org. I encourage everyone to check them out, see what they're doing, and help out any way that you feel
Yes.
in your heart to do so. But, yeah, this year, or their efforts last year for the contest were to go towards the Navajo Nation. So just really thankful and grateful.
And they didn't do just water. They also teamed up with another company that I'm so remiss in not having this right in front of me, but it is on their website, to supply hand sanitizer and masks and other PPE gear, which were sorely lacking in the indigenous lands. So I guess an extra thanks for being part of that there too.
Yes. They're did a lot for the Navajo Nation, as well as they helping others across the U.S. They did some things in New Jersey and Zimbabwe. Just an incredible work of love, compassion for other people.
For those of you watching this, if you want to get to know more about Lumbi Milambo and the JB Dondolo organization, you can actually refer to Season 2, Episode 2 of Cut and Mix, because she was my featured guest on there. So, music, such a wonderful thing. I love it. But you mentioned that you did a little bit of acting before you started actively re-releasing music. So let's just delve a little bit into your acting career. And how you got into that with your, the journalism and everything else, and going, well, maybe I'll step in front of the screen for a little bit. So,
yeah, I think by nature, I have always kind of been an artsy person. From a very early age, from the age of 3, I can remember my mom and dad playing music in the house and me singing along to it. And my mom was like, I think she was telling my dad, I think Shawna could sing. This is what they told me.
Yeah.
Being 3, I wouldn't, but that's the story. And so just all in performing in talent shows and the pageantry, I've always been a performer, and so acting is something that I always wanted to try to branch out into as well. And so back in Arkansas, I had the opportunity to do some commercial work, and then once I moved to Texas, got an agent and started doing some other things professionally. But gosh, that's kind of how it all started. When after I moved here from Arkansas and getting an agent, I started getting some film projects, some short films, some independent work. And it's just kind of, just taken off from there, and just really excited about the things that I've done, and excited about things to come in the future.
Now, you have a couple of movies coming out in 2021 that you are part of. So the first one that caught my eye is actually going to be released on February 14th, and that one is called Blind Trauma. It says, single young pastor feels pressure to conform when he's in church where many are married. So what is your role in that? Are you the temptress? Are you the friend? Are you?
Well, I'm actually in this film, directed by Theo Bray, who is a very talented actor, director, writer, and I've become a friend as well in with the acting. I've gotten to know him really well. So actually, my role in this film is one where she is kind of like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
For the main character, or a couple of the main character in the film, who plays the pastor. So but my character in this is she loves people very much. And she will do whatever it takes to protect those people in her life that she loves and cares about so much. So that's kind of a little bit about my character in that particular film that will be coming out soon. So stay tuned for when it's released. It may be on Roku television and some other platforms. So
would you classify it more as a comedy or more as a drama? Kind of both.
It's centered around like some faith-based. Okay. So I would say it's like a faith-based drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very earnest, because I mean it's the kind of plot line where if you listen to it, like on one hand it could be a very earnest and soulfully driven plot. On the other hand, you could completely go Farrelly Brothers with it too, So it could be, the line of female suitors at the pastor's door kind of thing. Now you have another film called My Sweet Buttercup. I think this might have been one that started as a short film and has kept being released as a feature film, was the impression I got. Okay, so I am on the right track there. Great. So now this one is definitely something that would be classified as a drama for sure. You play a mother whose memories, it says, keeps her sane as she fights through the grief of losing her youngest daughter in a car accident, and is also very questioning of her faith after this. And it says that it's kind of set up where your character makes a sacrifice so that her daughter can go do this other thing, and then she ends up passing away. So I feel like there's a lot of conflict in there, that if I'd only kept her home, she would have been safe. Or tell us a little bit about the different nuances of that character for you.
Yeah, so this film, My Sweet Buttercup, is actually based on a real life story. The director and the writer, who is Bridget, is who I'm actually playing in the film, the mother who did actually lose her daughter. Mm-hmm. And so, just from that standpoint, emotionally was a very tough role to play, stepping into that frame of mind, and trying to basically becoming that person, mm-hmm. and letting those emotions play out, and for it to be seen. It's just very, very tough emotionally. I've gotten to know Bridget a little bit, and she's a very strong woman, and I just admire her a lot. This is just a very, very sad story that happened in real life, and I think people will be moved by it. And gosh, my prayers are with Bridget and her family, because this is what happened recent. It was recent that this happened. But very talented. The screenplay actually won like a Los Angeles award. She's won multiple awards for the screenplay. We filmed the short, and which will later become a full-length feature film.
Got it.
So, I'm looking forward to working with her again and the rest of the cast, who did a phenomenal job. So yeah.
You never know how the telling of a story can really help somebody else that might find themselves in that same dark spot, and yeah. So.
Yeah, I hope that it ministers to people in some way, in dealing with loss, or it could be some other thing that they're dealing with that it can help them to overcome. Yeah, like I said, it hopefully. It can be some type of ministry for others, for anyone that sees it. Yeah.
Well, I think that you will have a lot to show us in the coming years, and I'm very excited for all of these projects to come about because, you can tell that there's a lot of passion that goes into them, and that can make a huge difference. So now we're in 2021, which means we're all going to be forging forward into all of our wonderful internet-based and hopefully maybe eventually people and audience-based stuff too, eventually. But how can people continue to follow all of your activities? What are your social platforms? We already know we can find you on all the big music platforms. So what are your personal platforms that you like to direct people to?
Yeah, so you can check me out on YouTube, Shawna Linzy. Also on Facebook, it's just at Shawna Linzy Music. I also have a web page, shawnalinzy.com, and Instagram, lyrics8870.
Okay.
So those are my main platforms there. So if you like to follow.
Oh, and if you want to know all of her film projects, you can look her up on IMDb too.
Yes, for film, IMDb, and you can kind of check a little bit of that. There's a link to IMDb on my personal webpage.
Perfect.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much.
And what is your favorite platform for interacting with your fans? Where are they most likely to get in touch with you if they send you a message?
Facebook. That's usually the way that I do most of my social media. So, at Shawna Linzy Music, you can check me out. You can also type lyrics melody. You can find me that way too. But that's it right there on my Facebook artist page at Shawna Linzy Music.
Well, I believe we will have so much more to expect to see from you. And thank you so much for having this conversation with me today. I think it's an excellent launch to our series for Music for Water. And we are wishing you all the best as you move forward through the music industry and everything else you're in.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on. It's been fun. Wish you guys the best and stay safe.
Oh, yes, definitely. Mask up, go up, people.
Welcome to Miami, the most amazing, vibrant, and ever-evolving city. I am Nicole Kasten, your real estate expert. Imagine yourself being pampered near beautiful beaches and year-round amazing weather. Picture a gorgeous showcase of luxury buildings by renowned architects and developers. Breathtaking views and most lavish amenities, from rooftop pools to mind and body nurturing spas, all meant to cater to your well-being. Miami has also become a truly wonderful place for families and to raise children, and it certainly is one of the safest places to invest your money. We are living a new normal, which allows you to work remotely. Why don't you come and discover all these wonderful things that Miami has to offer? No need to wait. Just log into nicolekastenmiamiliving.com and get started. Et oui, on peut se parler en français. Y también podemos hablar en español. Wir können uns auch auf Deutsch unterhalten und sogar auf Schweizerdeutsch. Feel free to pick up the phone anytime and I will be here to assist you every step of the way. See you soon!